same time.
Why did you fix the word? I'm very tired.
I know.
Remember the videos? Remember that one time you got on such a drone environment? When you guys get
What's the
yeah, I was just absolutely insulting you. Like, you get down, you're retarded.
You were explaining something, you just kept laughing, I was like, I can't focus him with
I'm sorry for that, I formally apologize.
It's all good. I don't know what I was doing.
No, I knew what you were doing.
Look at all the
I hate it when people are like, everyone's on why looking at me. I hate it so much.
I hated that so much. That's really fucking How many times have you read 19 accidentally? I think about it before I read it. I go write days. Imagine not writing the days, you're a loser. I don't find intersection.
Alright, so for those of you that were playing around with this last time, feel free to just knock out 3J, 3K. That's what this is. 3J, 3K. Or alternatively, you can knock out all of them if you want. So, a whole bunch of different equations, but the first set, what have I given you? Set of two equations, specifically what kind of equations? Simultaneous equations, right? Okay, fine. Well, actually no, the fact that there's two suggests that they're simultaneous equations. Okay, fine. How does this set differ from this set?
One of them's a quadratic. And
Right, one of them's quadratic over here, so these are both linear, right? So I've given you just two linear equations. Okay. So if I run simultaneous equation thinking on that, what am I doing geometrically, picture-wise? Finding a straight. Okay, so this represents one straight line, this represents one straight line. If I solve a simultaneous equation for them, what have I done? Intersection, right? So if there is one, yeah. Okay. So whenever I'm doing simultaneous equations, I'm finding intersections for the lines. Great. Should you guys be able to do that from last year? Yes? Is anyone totally lost on how they're even going to attempt that?
I'll give it a try.
You give it a try? Okay. Give it a go. Let's hopefully get some decent answers. You should get nice numbers for everything today. We've set them up. Eventually, you might run through some uglier numbers on your process. Where you're going to start off?
Try to remember.
Yep. So you can do either substitution or elimination, it doesn't really matter. I suggest do elimination since you've got a y and a y. Or you could, well, actually it doesn't matter, you could go either way. So you could go equation 2 minus equation 1. And then that would kill off your y's. Alternatively, you can just make them equal each other since they're both equal. Which is the same. Okay, that's all good. Nice. So this is good. Yeah, okay, hands good. Yeah. You're welcome to attempt the second one. It may not go as well, but it could go just as well. You might be like, oh yeah, I get this, and run happy. First one should definitely be autopilot at this stage. The second one might go a little bit unexpectedly. Dan's good. Right. You think? Did you get nice numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably good. Tyler agrees. Nice. Sorry, it's Tyler. Got the word today.
This is what you did yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just because we're missing half the table. So.
Yes.
You're totally okay with this, PJ, the first one, yeah? Yeah, cool, good. Tyler Fletcher up the back, okay, okay. Yes, Fletcher? No, okay. Jacob? First one's easy, yeah, cool. Just making sure that you at least had a crack at it. Alright, so, let's... Riley. You're up, Riley. What are you going to do?
You do 2x minus 4 is equivalent to 3x minus 5.
Okay, so you're doing a number, 1, 2, you can say equation 1 equals equation 2, because they're both y's, perfectly valid. Cool. 2x minus 4 equals 3x minus 5, cool.
Yeah, and then you can do 3x minus 2x, which is just x.
Yep.
And then plus 5 to the side, which is 1.
Beautiful.
X equals 1. And then you can sub in 1 for x. Just on any one, just choose 1, I guess.
Cool.
2 times 1 is 2.
Gives.
2 times 1 is 2 minus 4, which is negative 2.
Beautiful. Therefore, point of intersection is?
1, negative 2.
Beautiful. Everyone's happy? Yeah, happy. Beautiful. Okay. Alright. Cool. Have people tried this and got stuck? Or no, we're okay? Okay. How many people looked at that and then didn't know where to start? Yep, a couple, that's fine. Okay. So it's still a simultaneous equation setup. We still want to just find where these things intersect. Okay, well, we'll still call this 1, 2. Alright. Just like before, we can do equation 1 minus equation 2, or in this case, since they're both y equals, we can just set them equal to each other. Okay, well, let's go along merrily and see what happens. So, oops, sorry, I should have written equation 1 equals equation 2. So equation 1 equals equation 2. Since they're both y's. X squared minus 6x plus 8 equals x minus 2. Okay. Is this good?
Not very.
Not very, okay, why?
I don't know.
Because I don't know what, okay, fine. What were you going to say?
All the x's.
Right, okay, this is actually good, because when we do our eliminations and stuff, what are we trying to do? Trying to kill off one of the variables, right? How many variables do we have in here? How many types of variables do we have in that?
2.
One, or just x. Just x of different forms. Yeah? So there's only one variable sitting in there. Right, that's good, because if there's only one variable sitting in there, for the most part, we should be able to solve it. Great, alright, well, right now it looks complicated with a quadratic equaling a linear. But, whenever you try to solve a quadratic, what do you try to have on the other side?
A 0.
A 0, right? So let's just shuffle all this to the other side. Alright, well, x squared's going to stay, negative 6x minus an x. 8, add 2. Cool. Okay, and hopefully from all the holiday homework you're sick to death of, we look at that and immediately we should think to do what? Recognition hopefully would be your first shot at that. Right? Cool. Back. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see, I'm trying to do recognition on that. First of all, can I do recognition on that? Yep, what do you get?
Negative. Well, x take away 1, x take 2.
Beautiful. Everyone's happy? Yes, cool. Alright. Beautiful. Let's go to the next one. 13, which is right around here. Back. Okay, I've factored it. Great. What can I do with that?
I don't remember.
What are you trying? What was the first thing we tried to do here?
Just take it off.
You're completely lost. On this one, you were okay, yeah? Yeah, okay. So here we eliminated the y's, right? So I've only got x's. The next line, what did we do? From there to there.
I just did it.
You just did it, okay. You've isolated the x, yeah? So you've solved for x, right? Can you figure out what x has to be for these?
I mean, you could like really find out what the 0 is, I guess. What are you saying there?
Right, so x equals
5 and
5 and 2, right? That's all I wanted. Cool, 5 or
2. Do
2.
anything?
Cool, that's it, that's all I want. No facts, a lot of stuff. 11, what do I want to do next? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, 13, 12, 11, Dean. Cool. I've got the x's now, great. What should I do with that?
I don't really know.
Okay, so we go back to the linear to remember what our general goal is. Once we found the x, what did we do?
Sub it into one of the equations.
Okay, which equation would you prefer to use?
10.
Why?
Because there's not as much happening in
Perfect, makes perfect sense, right? Could you use equation 1?
probably.
Yeah, you could, right? But why make it difficult for yourself? Yeah, make life easy. Cool, so we've got y equals. Now, what am I going to put in, the 5 or the 2?
One then the other.
Right, one then the other, right? Because both of these are valid, so at some point I've got to use both of them. But don't use them both at the same time, because that doesn't make sense. Cool, just because I've written the 5 here, I'll do the 5 on the left and I'll do the 2 on the right. So 5 minus 2, and over here, so that one's going to go that way, this one's going to go this way. Y equals 2 minus 2.
Very simple.
Yep. Beautiful. Great, so we solve y's. 3, Cohane. What am I going to do now? Okay, so we go back to this. So the last thing we did here, we figured out what y equals. Okay, so that's that line. What What did we do after that?
Oh, we just wrote it out.
Right, wrote it out as a point, right? Okay, so therefore, what's the first point of intersection?
Maybe either.
Yeah, it could be either, take your pick.
Oh, 2.
2, 0, and
5.
perfect. Beautiful. Go. Alright. Does that result seem to make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
It's a quadratic and linear, so the linear have to go through and then.
Perfect, so you're thinking graphically, that's not an So, before back here, we just had 2 lines, one there. So you're always going to get either 1, or if they're parallel, none. For this, if I just draw some random quadratic and a random straight line, let's try that again, there we go. Cool, I'm expecting to get 2 intersections. Does that make sense? That should end up with 2 results. Great. Okay. Next guy. Alright.
No,
Are these substantially different?
not really.
Not really, right? Like, the numbers are different, granted, but the structure of it is pretty much identical. Right? You've got a quadratic and a linear. So in theory, should you be able to do that on solo? Yeah? Guess what you're about to do?
Do it on solve.
Sure, why not?
Oh, Jacob!
I have to say that.
Jacob!
It's alright, I just don't take half an hour to do it, but...
No promises.
Wait yourself, please.
Yeah, go nuts, go.
I hate you, Dave.
Oh.
Sorry.
It would be a difference of perfect spheres, wouldn't it?
Like that.
Something like that.
You can do it whichever way you want.
I understand how it works, like I've been doing it.
Alright, get rid of this side. How do you get rid of this side?
Will you take away 2
Wait, hold
from?
on.
You take away 2
No,
from.
hold on. That's plus 8, not a 2.
Right, it's easy.
And then you're done. Then you should be able to do that yourself. Figure out solutions.
So what do you want to do? Maybe that's okay. So the one that is 2 and 20
Sorry?
just divide everything by 2 after, so that can be 16 becomes 8.
Then you don't. That's 2x, what's that?
So you just take it.
Oh.
Why are you doing that?
We're happy, we're not
What are you
happy.
doing?
Yes, yes. Exactly, it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
With that one, don't worry about this.
Yeah.
Happy? Yeah.
Wait, is that one and...
Yeah, this is like that.
This is paid, yeah. From here down, it's capped.
Oh,
So that's 3K that way, this is 3J. Okay, so don't worry about the case 3J.
I don't know about John.
You don't know what you've done? Okay.
What was that?
At, so I'm saying that there is a quadratic, it has the points, this, and this. Right, it's got other points as well, but it exists specifically at those as well as
The very last thing.
Okay, it's okay with that one, yes. Celeste's okay with that one?
What are your last thing?
Yep.
I don't know what I've done.
You guys are okay with this?
No, apparently not.
Is Jacob okay with it?
Yeah.
Everyone's just Dean's got some out or something.
Everyone's looking at my thing and asking me what I've done.
Well, have you
Maybe
last
you're the
person?
genius thing.
Thing, what do you think last line?
Maybe. Maybe they're all wrong.
minus 16 equals
I wouldn't take that bet that maybe.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
Sure, maybe.
Yeah, that looks okay. This, up to here at least is okay. What is
That's
yep.
plus 36.
What have you got?
Yeah, you're fine. Oh, there you go. No, it's the same thing, doesn't it?
No, no, no.
Oh, it's a flip flop.
Oh, flip one.
Ah, okay, so you might have one of you at least has a flip flop, so that's interesting. Okay,
Congratulations.
I know.
so let's find out.
Let's keep double checking.
Seven, Fletcher.
No.
Have a crack. What do we start with?
1 into 2. I mean,
One, two.
No, that's
what have you
what
done here?
3 minus 2 is an add.
Okay. When you say 1 into 2, what am I? What are you writing?
Yeah, first equation equals.
Okay. So first equals second. Cool. That's fine. Okay. Which then simplifies.
X squared minus 16.
X squared minus 16. Lovely. Equal
0.
0. Cool. All right. Yep. Beautiful. Next 9. 2. What do? Oh, you got stuck on that or? Okay. The number 16, what immediately, well, maybe not immediately, but what's special about the number 16? Square number, right? This is also a square. I have a square minus a square. So, take it. Difference of 2 squares, right? Cool. So, I want to run difference of 2 squares on this. You remember how that works? Yeah? Yep. Perfect. Cool. All right. Therefore, x equals -4 and positive 4. Beautiful. Cool. I'm going to make it an lineation again. Putting in space. Great. Beautiful. Good job. 7. Back to tile. This tile. What now?
7 to 1 equations.
Yep. Which one would you prefer to use today?
2.
2. That makes sense. Cool. What do you got?
0, 1.
Y 0. Oh, okay, sorry, your end result is 0. Okay, fine. I'll run it out. Go. Therefore, y equals 0. Or, so this is 2 to 4 plus 8. And what did you get for the second one?
16.
16. Good. Cool. Therefore, your end result is?
-4 and 0.
Yep.
And 4 and 16.
Cool. You did or did not?
I did not.
You did not? You got the flip flop?
I have 4 with
There you go.
I better.
The good news is you knew what you were doing, you just had a
Sorry.
flip flop error. So you just got to be a little.
I did not know how that felt worked.
Okay, right. That's what we're learning before.
It is.
Cool.
Everything
Were we expecting that result? Or something like that result?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, everything's happy? Are we happy to have a go with the next one?
I'd rather not, but I guess.
No? Have a go with the next 2. Okay. And we'll see what happens.
What happened after? No.
Wait,
What happened on the last row?
1, 2, 3.
Yes. What happened there?
That's for 3K, so I want to talk before you.
Oh no.
You're welcome to attempt those if you want.
I'm not.
Yeah, if you were around
Yeah.
yesterday doing the stuff that was on board yesterday, then have a go at it.
I'll just try to figure out like a proper fractal.
Yeah, exactly. So wait. When we run through it, we go
Or do we stubborn, we
And then that also means that's
stubborn x and y when we find out the x and y, or do we just go y?
So when you're stating the final rule, yeah, with the final rule, it's y and x. The general statement.
X squared plus 5x equals 6. I'm about to do that.
As in when you state it, that's what you're saying. Yeah. Nice.
So it's x squared plus 2x plus
Which,
4.
this one?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Can you just check if I got it
It's nothing that is 0, but then the x squared is switched down to x.
Oh, okay. Okay, so then I just look at
Yeah, so then yeah, okay, yeah. So you need to get some value for a, b, and c. One of them might be 0.
That's easy, but like.
Age one. Age one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
It might or might not be, I don't know, you gotta work through it.
No, it should be one, because these guys
These guys don't have any numbers in front of them. What is that?
these equations keep going.
So did you do x plus 4?
Oh, you just got to go a's, and these should all have a's. Because it's a x squared, so it should be a 1 squared, a 2 squared.
Yeah, that's why I got
So that's why stuff is in a. So you might have to start that.
They're
fucking stuff.
It's just negative 1, 0.
You think you can learn that's good?
Wait, so that's the rest part.
So therefore,
Like, your method is fine, but it's only because you missed the a's at the start that everything's gone wrong.
Okay.
So your thinking is fine, it's just you set up originally, you missed the a's. We okay?
Yeah, I love the
For which?
That's the point there. Well, that's the equation, sorry.
A stands
Is that the?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm stuck on that.
Okay, so now you need to, like, what does that mean? That's your question. So your answer is what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you understand what that means? Yeah.
What about algebra? You were wrong.
Alright. What's up?
Alright, so the fourth one we're all okay with, the fifth one's what we're on now, or? Yeah, okay.
Let's do the results.
Well, that's always an option. Did something interesting happen on the fourth?
Actually, I think it's
Yeah? Okay. Oh, yeah.
No, it's either video or TV show.
Interesting might be overstated.
Yeah.
when you have a dream.
One of us did wrong.
I do.
I think I'm writing all of that, you know, this year when you were a couple of minutes. I was like, this. I'm skipping one again.
No, yeah, I don't like the part I don't know.
Jumping and stuff.
Yeah, that's what phenomenon is. Oh.
Wait, so we used to check two equations. Do we always do equation 2 to 1? Or
You can go either way, just so long as you're consistent. It doesn't matter which one.
I don't know what to do here.
So one day you can do 2 minus 1, the next day you can do 1 minus 2, it doesn't matter. But so long as you're doing equation 2 minus equation 1. I'll do equation 2 minus 1, and then I'll do 1 minus 2, and I'll do 2 minus 1. Like for any one operation, it's
Then you have the 2
then 1 or 1.
Yeah.
then we lose that.
Is it recognition?
Well, the main.
What's the
And then she took him to court.
complete?
Can you imagine if there was just sitting
Yeah,
there?
the judge, the jury, everyone just sitting there.
The fifth one's giving you trouble, yeah?
No.
Yeah, that's good.
Honestly,
Oh, yeah.
that's
I mean, it's not good, but you know,
Yeah, I don't actually know.
I'll pick
everything.
these specifically.
it's not good, but expect.
Okay, so they look.
Right, it's not going the way you
So then
expect.
they have to.
I'm never not. I'm never not went.
Cool. So everyone's got a result for the fourth, yeah? This guy, yeah?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Was it, yep or no?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fletcher, give us a crack. What you got?
I think it was 2.
Yep. So we ended up with?
X squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 2x plus 2.
Cool. Which you simplify down to?
X squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0.
Beautiful, okay. What to do with that? Yeah, fact group?
Yeah,
Okay, what do you get?
x plus 1, x plus 1.
X plus 1, x plus 1. Okay, I'm going to write that as x plus 1 squared, just to save myself a bit of space. Cool, beautiful. Therefore,
X equals 1 minus 1.
x equals -1. Great, everyone's happy so far? Yes, cool. No, take it home, Fletcher. You're doing well.
Y equals 2, brackets 1,
Yep.
plus 2, and then y equals
0. Cool, therefore,
0. -1, 0, -1, 0. That's it.
okay, -1, 0. Okay.
Yeah,
Now
pretty
you've done something interesting there. You said -1, 0 and -1, 0. Alright? If I say a line goes through the point -1, 0, and it also goes through the point -1, 0,
yeah.
and it goes through the point -1, 0, and it goes through the point -1, 0, right? Am I doing anything useful? No, right? So, same reason why I wanted to make that squared instead of writing it as 2. And there's nothing wrong with writing that per se, but it's a bit weird. It's like saying 3, or instead writing 1 plus 1 plus 1. It's like, well, yeah, but just write 3. Right? So, always contract down whenever you can. Or saying like, instead of saying 1, a better example is instead of saying 1, writing 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 plus 0. Right? It's just like, well, yeah, but why bother writing a long thing when you can just cram it down? Beautiful, okay. Has something interesting happened there?
Yes.
Or something novel at the very least, right?
There's only one.
Right, there's only 1 point. Well, hang on, these guys had 2 points. What's going on? Say again?
I made a joke.
Oh, okay.
Mine's going straight.
When did the joke tell us again?
So that's the front row, and that's the.
Okay, that's one possible solution. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. Okay, let's do that. So, that's my axis. So, we had suggested, okay, the line could be going bang like that, where this is a perfectly vertical line. Right? If this wasn't perfectly vertical, would it only cross once?
No.
No, why?
Because it's not perfectly vertical, then it's eventually going to hit something.
Right, eventually, if this is only slightly off, eventually these will cross. Yeah, so this has to be perfectly vertical. That is a perfectly reasonable statement. Is this line perfectly vertical though? No, in this case that can't be the explanation, but it is a valid potential explanation. So we should at least check for that, and then if we recognise, oh yeah, it's perfectly vertical, great, then we could say that. But in this case, that's not. So what's happening? Right, it's just touching it. Do you remember the name for that?